Hi, I'm Center Sports Noah Coslov. I play fantasy football. I play fantasy basketball. This guy does it professionally, and he won $1 million doing it. Playing fantasy football, he's Drew Dinkmeyer of RotoExperts.com and, of course, the DraftKings Pros team. Give me the games that you're playing right now in hoops.
Yeah, so I'm playing daily fantasy basketball pretty much every day. For people that are out there playing daily fantasy or want to try out daily fantasy basketball, I would highly recommend starting out with 50-50 games, double-up games, where you just have to finish in the top half of the field. Those are really the primary source of income for me. I play double-ups and head-to-head games, what we in the business refer to as cash games, because you have a higher percentage chance of cashing. I know a lot of people get pulled into playing daily fantasy because of the appeal of the big cashes and big tournaments and whatnot. But I really focus on cash games, and that's really where my focus during daily fantasy basketball season is, on those double-ups, on those 50-50s, on those head-to-head games. And if you're new to playing daily fantasy, I highly recommend taking advantage of beginner games, which a lot of the sites have as well, which limits the opponents that you can play against other people of similar experience level. And that's a really great way to get acquainted with the industry as well.
All right, how do you deal with injuries? It's maddening to me.
Yeah, so daily fantasy sports, one of the challenges is knowing the injury information. And in daily fantasy basketball, this information doesn't really come about until 30 minutes to an hour before lineups lock. So if you're playing daily fantasy basketball, you sort of have to set aside that time, from 6 o'clock Eastern to 7 o'clock Eastern each night, that you're following Twitter or paying attention to different news outlets and news sources. I know with our content over at Roto Experts, we provide lineup alerts that are email notifications for our subscribers that let them know of injuries, not only who's in and who's out, but who's going to benefit most from those injuries. And that's a key to playing daily fantasy basketball. It's probably more of a key to any of the other daily fantasy sports, because a zero in daily fantasy basketball is so much more impactful.
Yeah, and when you start looking at matchups, are you looking at team, you're looking at player against player, you're looking at back-end to back-to-backs? What makes a good matchup?
Yeah, so you hit on three big things there. The third one is one that I think a lot of people should pay attention to, which is just rest. You want to pay attention to how many days off a player has for their team, or if they're on the first night of a back-to-back or the second night. That can always impact minutes. The second part of a matchup and evaluating a good matchup is the strength of the overall team defense. And I look a lot at defensive efficiency statistics, which you can find on NBA.com, ESPN.com, just to evaluate the overall strength of the defense. And then the third part of the matchup is, where is that defense most susceptible to giving up scoring in fantasy points? And so each defense has its own weaknesses. The top defenses have fewer of those weaknesses.
All right, he's already won $1 million. You can see it behind him. It's one of those $1 million Happy Gilmore checks. Now he's just trying to help all of us win some money as well. So listen to him. Drew Dinkmeyer, RotoExperts.com, DraftKings Pros team. Good talking to you. Thanks, Drew.
Thanks so much for having me on today, guys.